Okie dokie. Is this the end? Is this is this thing on? I think it is. There we go. Okay. Now I'm saying it on my end. Um, we're gonna go through these things. I'm gonna do my best to kind of channel Tim Pool and do some practicing for the live streaming and whatnot because we'd like to do this some for the ARFCOM channel, but if I'm gonna screw up, then may as well do it here. And this is a good opportunity to do it actually, because we're just hearing that the Ninth Circuit upheld Kalifornistan's ban on high capacity magazines. So you'll remember it's been back and forth in the lower courts with St. Benitez issuing the Freedom Week for a little while, where he's like, this is unconstitutional, everything's legal. I, People were able to order new Magpul PMags and whatnot. Oh wait, I'm not sponsored by them. Have been, whatever. Uh, Troys and Lancers and GI mags, 30 round magazines, standard capacity magazines, people were able to get in California. Whereas those same magazines, they have a little date code on the molds, just like anything that's injection molded plastics. So all the stuff, all the magazines that were made after the California ban had those dates on it, and you could never plausibly be in possession of them. But during that week, you could have bought it legally. So all of the magazines that had dates prior to that week could theoretically, feasibly be purchased and owned legally in California, at least for a while. Now the Ninth Circuit is upholding that ruling, which means that law enforcement agencies in California have the ability to go out and enforce that law until it's appealed again, because it's probably going to go to the Supreme Court. As they're saying here on the Truth About Guns, this ruling, this is actually from Firearms Policy Coalition. The ruling affects Alaska, Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, Idaho and Montana. Like FPC is saying there, it doesn't make a ban in all of these free states, but if one of them, like Hawaii or California or whatever, had a ban in place, they're allowed to continue enforcing the laws and all that. And it will be quite some time before this makes it to SCOTUS. But, like I said, that's almost certainly going to happen. Here's another source with the whiz-bang electric toothbrush here. The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals have overturned two lower court judges and upheld California's ban on high-capacity magazines today in a split decision that probably is headed for the U.S. Supreme Court. The en banc panel met a few days ago. It upheld the smaller Ninth Circuit panel. So Benitez overturned the ban, then put a stay on his decision. Then it went to the Ninth Circuit, a small, like a 3-judge panel, I think, on the Ninth Circuit. They overturned Benitez's ban, but also put a stay on their own decision, and it was appealed to an en banc panel. That's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, we can grab another source here, Politico. Gavin Newsom's response don't really give a wet fart what Gavin Newsom has to say about it. Or every town for that matter. And TTAG, as always, on point with the breaking news. Thank you for them. You take my stories for the ARFCOM news from a lot of different places, and Truth About Guns is one of the primary ones. They're right up there. So let me go through this and see if there's anything we need to address, and if there isn't, then I'll let you guys go. Someone needs to use a muscle. for legal purposes is a joke. Um, Easy to see coming. Ninth Circuit strikes again. That sort of stuff. Saw it coming. Honestly, I was kind of up in the air about this one because, well, for all the arguments that were made when Basura argued in front of Benitez over it. It's a ban on standard capacity magazines is a substantive infringement on the right to bear arms for its intended purpose of suppressing tyranny. The idea that the state should have an allowed monopoly on violence is just abhorrent. Nothing illegal as far as I know. Cops and feds should be subject to the same. Yeah, exactly. If you want to, if you want to tell me that something is too dangerous for the people to have, like, say, I don't know, nuclear weapons. People talk about how Second Amendment extremists, if you will, like myself, the absolutists, the no compromise crowd. People are like, well, does that mean you're for recreational McNukes and all that? And I'm like, well, I mean, kind of. I think that the nuclear weapons are too dangerous for the human race. If you want to tell me they're too dangerous for my neighbor to have, yeah, I wouldn't argue with you on that. Yeah, they're dangerous. I don't want my neighbor having recreational McNukes any more than I want my government having them. I ran a background check on them, and let me tell you something, they have done some awful stuff, and I don't really trust them with a slingshot, let alone a nuke or an F-15. So if you want to talk about weapons that are just too dangerous for the average person to have, let's talk about the weapons that are too dangerous to trust the government with first. That's a mic drop moment. I remember recently how the Ninth Circuit was changed because of Trump appointments. Yeah, oh yeah. Trump was supposed to rescue us. He was supposed to give us the salvation from the Ninth Circuit because of all of his appointments, and that didn't happen. Only accept good news here. Yeah, well, we do have a lot of good news, but it's not all we got. Got some bad news today. I think that's all I got for you folks. I love you.